Comfort. We all crave it. Whether it's the soft embrace of the couch after a long day, the convenience of fast food, or the endless distraction of our phones, it feels good, right? But what if I told you that comfort could be your greatest enemy? The Stoics believed that growth and strength are born not from comfort, but from adversity. That's why they practiced embracing discomfort every single day. They knew that true mastery of life comes from pushing beyond what feels easy. In this video, we'll explore why the Stoics embraced discomfort and how you can transform your life by never getting too comfortable. Welcome to the 21st century, a world of instant gratification. Every day we're surrounded by countless comforts, from fast food to binge-worthy shows, all at the tap of a screen. But amidst all this convenience, have you ever wondered, what's the true cost of comfort? The Stoics, however, saw life differently. For them, comfort was never the goal. In fact, it was something to be wary of. Why? Because comfort, they knew, leads to stagnation, complacency, and weakness. The more you seek comfort, the more you drift away from growth. Stoicism teaches us that comfort is fleeting, but discomfort builds character. Marcus Aurelius, as a Roman emperor, lived a life surrounded by luxury, but he chose to endure hardship. Epictetus, a former slave, taught that freedom comes not from avoiding struggle, but from mastering it. And Seneca, a wealthy man, embraced simplicity to train his mind and soul. Today, we have the same choice. We can either stay comfortable and let life slip by, or we can embrace discomfort, challenge ourselves, and become stronger each day. Stoicism challenges us to step out of our comfort zones regularly, to train both our bodies and minds to endure what life throws at us. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the Stoic mindset on discomfort. We'll explore how Stoics embrace challenges, how you can implement these practices in your daily life, and most importantly, why it's essential never to get too comfortable. We all know that feeling. Everything is fine. Life is comfortable. But somehow it feels hollow. You're sitting in your favorite chair, scrolling through endless feeds, everything at your fingertips. Yet, there's a nagging feeling that something is missing. This is the comfort trap. The problem with comfort is that it feels good in the short term, but over time, it makes us weak, unmotivated, and dissatisfied. Why get up and push yourself when the bed is so warm? Why challenge yourself when comfort is right there, inviting you to stay? But here's the challenge. By seeking comfort, you may be unknowingly setting yourself up for failure. You stop growing. You stop learning. You stop challenging yourself. And soon the smallest of challenges, whether it's an unexpected event, a work deadline, or a physical discomfort, feels overwhelming. This is the paradox of comfort. Comfort makes us fragile. Without regularly pushing ourselves beyond our comfort zones, we lose the ability to adapt and respond to life's inevitable challenges. When adversity comes, and it always does, we crumble. Small inconveniences turn into crises. Tasks that should be manageable become monumental obstacles. Not only that, but we start missing out on life's biggest opportunities. Maybe it's the promotion you didn't chase because you were comfortable in your current job. Maybe it's the relationships that drifted away because you avoided the difficult conversations. Or the dream you never pursued because it felt too risky. The truth is, comfort can become a prison. It's a barrier that keeps you from growing, evolving, and living to your full potential. The more you embrace it, the more it tightens its grip on you. But the Stoics understood this better than anyone. They knew that true strength, resilience, and happiness come not from comfort, but from mastering discomfort. Marcus Aurelius faced the challenges of leadership and war with calm. Seneca embraced the fragility of life. Epictetus, a former slave, lived in poverty yet found profound freedom in his mindset. Today, we can follow the same path. We can break out of the comfort trap. But first, we need to face the problem head-on. Comfort is not our friend. It's time to reframe our mindset and see discomfort as the gateway to growth. As we step away from the comfort trap, it's important to understand why Stoicism places such immense value on embracing discomfort. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the belief that our external circumstances do not determine our happiness or freedom. Instead, it's how we respond to those circumstances that matters. When we allow comfort to dominate our lives, we become controlled by external forces, whether that's the warmth of a cozy bed, the allure of easy entertainment, or the avoidance of difficult tasks. We become slaves to comfort, losing our agency and ability to direct our lives with purpose. The Stoics saw this as a fundamental issue, one that threatens our ability to live in accordance with virtue. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reflects on this very issue. As emperor, he could have chosen the easy path, delegating difficult decisions, avoiding the battlefield, surrounding himself with luxury. But instead, he reminded himself daily that life is short and filled with challenges, and only by confronting those challenges head-on can we grow. Marcus writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." For him, the key to true strength and resilience lay not in avoiding hardship, but in mastering it. Think about the daily discomforts that we, in the modern world, try so hard to avoid. Maybe it's the physical discomfort of exercise, the mental strain of tackling a challenging project, or the emotional discomfort of having a difficult conversation. Each of these moments offers us a choice. Do we seek the easy way out, or do we lean into the challenge, understanding that it's through discomfort that we grow? The Stoics believed that we can cultivate inner freedom by mastering these choices. Epictetus, who was born into slavery, experienced physical discomfort that many of us could never imagine. Yet, despite his circumstances, he taught that true freedom comes from mastering our desires and fears, not from changing the external world. He famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This insight is crucial because it redefines discomfort. Instead of something to be avoided, discomfort becomes a tool, something we can use to strengthen our character and develop resilience. The more we practice enduring discomfort, the more we free ourselves from the grip of fear, anxiety, and doubt. Whether it's something as small as standing in a long line or as significant as facing a career failure, Stoicism teaches us to remain steady and unaffected. The external event may be uncomfortable, but our inner state remains calm and composed. In today's world, where comfort is marketed as the ultimate goal, the Stoic mindset is more relevant than ever. Consumerism tells us that happiness is just one purchase away. Technology offers us the illusion of connection without real human engagement. Social media promises validation with every like. But these are all forms of shallow comfort, trapping us in a cycle of dependency. To break free from this cycle, we must start small. The Stoics were masters of practical philosophy. They didn't just theorize about life, they lived it. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in Rome, practiced voluntary poverty. He would periodically live as though he had nothing, eating simple food and sleeping on hard floors. This practice wasn't about self-denial for its own sake. It was about reminding himself that material wealth wasn't necessary for a good life. By doing this, he taught himself not to fear loss, because he had already mastered it. Similarly, Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning that the day ahead would bring discomfort. He expected people to be rude, events to go wrong, and challenges to arise. But instead of dreading these moments, he saw them as opportunities to practice virtue, patience, kindness, courage, and wisdom. This mindset shift, seeing discomfort as an ally rather than an enemy, is a powerful tool for personal growth. We can apply this same principle in our own lives. Start by identifying the areas where comfort has taken over. Is it in your physical health, your relationships, your career? Once you've pinpointed these areas, commit to taking small steps outside of your comfort zone every day. This doesn't mean you have to radically change your life overnight. In fact, the Stoics would advise against that. Instead, they believed in gradual, consistent effort, the kind that builds real strength over time. Take exercise, for example. You don't need to become an elite athlete to practice Stoic endurance. Instead, commit to something as simple as a morning walk, even when it's cold or raining. By choosing discomfort, you train yourself to handle larger challenges. Each time you push through the urge to stay comfortable, you strengthen your willpower and cultivate resilience, or consider your work. Maybe there's a project you've been putting off because it feels overwhelming. The Stoic approach would be to break it down into manageable pieces and start small. Embrace the discomfort of doing the hard work now, knowing that it will pay off in the long run. Remember, Stoicism is about focusing on what you can control, your actions, your responses, your effort, not the outcome. Even in relationships, Stoicism teaches us to face discomfort head-on. Difficult conversations, whether with a partner, friend, or colleague, are often avoided in favor of maintaining a false sense of peace. But real growth happens when we address issues directly, with courage and compassion. It's through discomfort that we achieve deeper understanding and connection. At its core, the Stoic path is about aligning your actions with your values, regardless of the discomfort involved. Whether it's physical, mental, or emotional discomfort, the Stoic knows that each challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The more you practice embracing discomfort, the more you free yourself from the tyranny of comfort, and the closer you come to true inner freedom. The critical turning point in understanding Stoicism's relationship with discomfort is recognizing that it's not simply about enduring pain or hardship for its own sake. Instead, it's about transforming how we perceive these moments of challenge and discomfort. This shift in perception is where the real power of Stoicism lies, and it's at this juncture that our mindset can fundamentally change. Let's think back to the idea of discomfort as an ally. At first, the notion of deliberately welcoming discomfort seems counterintuitive. Why would anyone actively choose to walk into situations that are difficult or uncomfortable? But the Stoics teach us that these are the very moments where we have the greatest opportunity for growth. They become the crucible in which our character is forged. In these moments, we're not just facing physical or emotional discomfort, we're confronting our internal beliefs about what we can handle. This is where fear often rears its head. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. These fears are universal, and they tend to drive us towards seeking comfort and avoiding risk. But the Stoic secret is understanding that these fears are simply mental constructs. They are not real in the way that a physical danger is real. They are projections of our minds. And here's the key insight. When we stop running from discomfort, we also stop running from our fears. Discomfort, then, becomes a doorway to freedom. Each time we face a challenge, each time we endure something difficult, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of more than we thought. We become mentally resilient, able to withstand not just the challenges of today, but the unforeseen difficulties of tomorrow. Think about a time in your life when you were pushed to your limits, emotionally, physically, or mentally. Perhaps it was during a demanding project at work, a difficult breakup, or a period of intense personal hardship. It's often in these moments that we find strength we didn't know we had. The Stoics understood this well. They knew that adversity was not something to be feared, but something to be embraced, because it reveals our true nature. This is why Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself that life would bring difficulties. He knew that by expecting and accepting hardship, he could face it with calm and clarity. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way, he wrote. In other words, the very thing we think is blocking us, the discomfort, the struggle, the challenge, is actually the thing that will propel us forward if we approach it with the right mindset. The climax of our understanding comes when we internalize this truth. Discomfort is not something that happens to us. It's something that happens for us. It's the training ground for becoming the person we aspire to be. Every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to cultivate patience, resilience, courage, and wisdom. These are the Stoic virtues, and they are only developed through practice, through facing and overcoming discomfort. As we grasp this fully, the fear of discomfort begins to fade. We see challenges not as threats, but as invitations to grow. This mindset shift is the key moment in our journey toward inner freedom. We move from a life dictated by external circumstances, where we are constantly seeking comfort and avoiding difficulty, to a life governed by internal strength and clarity, where we welcome discomfort as part of our path to virtue and fulfillment. Once this shift happens, discomfort loses its power over us. We no longer feel controlled by our circumstances, and in that moment, we find true freedom. Stoic freedom is not about living a life free of hardship, but about living a life free of fear, worry, and anxiety about that hardship. When we embrace this truth, we realize that we are capable of facing anything, and that is where our true power lies. As we bring this exploration to a close, let's revisit the essential themes of Stoicism and the art of never getting too comfortable. The Stoics believed that comfort, while tempting and often desirable in the short term, can erode our inner strength and weaken our capacity to face the inevitable challenges of life. In contrast, discomfort, when approached with the right mindset, becomes a catalyst for growth and transformation. Throughout this video, we've seen how the Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus recognized that life would inevitably bring hardship, discomfort, and adversity. But they didn't run from these realities. Instead, they welcomed them as opportunities to cultivate their virtues: patience, resilience, courage, and wisdom. They understood that true character is not built in times of ease, but in moments of difficulty. We began by addressing the common modern-day tendency to seek comfort in all areas of life, whether through material possessions, status, or even emotional insulation. It's easy to slip into a pattern of avoidance, where we dodge challenges and seek the path of least resistance. But as the Stoics teach us, this path ultimately leads to stagnation and weakness. By embracing discomfort, we not only sharpen our minds and bodies, but also unlock our potential to face life's trials with equanimity. We delved into the power of discomfort and how, far from being something to avoid, it's an essential ingredient in developing inner freedom. The more we face discomfort head-on, the less power it has over us. Discomfort becomes a tool, a training ground for our spirit and mind. It's in these moments of challenge that we learn the most about ourselves and grow into the best versions of who we can be. One of the key lessons from Stoicism is that external circumstances are beyond our control, but our responses to them are entirely within our power. Whether we're dealing with financial hardship, relationship struggles, or personal failure, we have the ability to choose how we respond. And it's in choosing to face discomfort with courage and composure that we gain mastery over our own lives. As we conclude, let's reflect on the idea that true freedom is not the absence of discomfort, but the ability to face it without fear. When we cultivate this strength, we free ourselves from the constant pursuit of comfort and the anxiety that comes with avoiding life's difficulties. We learn to stand firm, resilient, and unshaken by the ups and downs of life, embodying the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. The Stoics teach us that by embracing discomfort, we can live a life that is not only more fulfilling, but also more aligned with our true purpose. Each challenge we face becomes an opportunity to grow, and in this growth, we find the freedom that Stoicism promises. So, the next time you're faced with a difficult situation or a moment of discomfort, remember, this is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. It is your path to inner freedom and lasting peace.